Yeah, we've officially started.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, if that is in fact your real names, to a special edition of the Tuesday Jukebox, coming to you live from a recently disclosed location in the Tip Top building known as Speakeasy Studios. We are here in Suite 221 in downtown White River Junction with some very special guests, a local bluesman, Arthur James, and I will be joining him along with Kit and then some friends touring through from Florida who summer in Vermont. Jennings and Keller will be joining us later in the evening. I'm really excited to be here inside today, warm and dry from the thunderstorms outside that have postponed us off of the Wonder Stage. So without further ado, please turn it over. A round of applause for Arthur James.
Other way.
Other way. That's right, other way.
Again, title of my porn movie. And there we go. Now we got to adjust everything. See the definition of live music. Well, for those of you just joining us, I already did one song, so it may or may not appear in perpetuity. But as I mentioned, I wrote a lot of songs at that particular location because it was very bohemian. When I was much younger, I had all my belongings, like a lot of us probably had, in one room with a mattress and everything I owned. I did have a separate bathroom. That I at least could afford that. But they called it the studio apartment. So I wrote a whole bunch of songs there because being a blues man, sometimes it's very easy to find the blues when you got so little. So this is a song reminiscent about the way we used to keep ourselves amused back in the day, before the days of the interweb. The fellows will know what I'm talking about. The ladies probably shouldn't listen to this song. I got a girl, you know, a girl so fine, making love to her all the time. Hey, 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 what you trying to do? I got a girl, you know, a girl so cool, she got a staple in her navel. She ain't no fool. I say now, hey, 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 what you trying to do? Michael's lips, they don't move at all. Yes, her IQ may be incredibly small. But hey, 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 what you trying to do? What you trying now? Now to you, my girl, maybe no big deal, but to me, she seemed incredibly real. Now, hey, 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 what you trying to do? I got a girl, I said a girl so fine, making love to her all the time. Hey, 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 what you trying to do? I say now, hey, 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 what you trying to do? You know now, hey, 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 what you trying to do? I say now, hey, 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 what you trying to do? Thank you. I only read those magazines for the articles. They were very informative. There's a song about driving home on dark and scary nights, which I'm sure my musician friends in the back will probably agree with. Of course, now that COVID has hit, musicians' hours, you're home a lot of times before the witching hour, which is usually around 9 o'clock in the summertime when everything goes dark. Nowadays, you're home by 9. The old days, it was 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So this is a song called Long Black Road. Yeah, long black road, roll on with me. Yeah, long black road, roll on with me. The blues overtook me, oh Lord, and they will not leave me be. My heart lies in darkness now. You know, but my future was so bright. My heart lies in darkness now. You know, but my future was so bright. Sit bed looking at the devil. Oh Lord, overtook me one dark night. Sometimes I like to listen now. You know the sound of the falling rain. Sometimes I like to listen now. You know the sound of the falling rain. Wash away some of my memories. Oh Lord, I help to ease some of my pain. Well, if my baby, yeah, she wanna hear with me tonight. Said if my baby, oh, she wanna hear with me tonight. I'd hold her so close, peoples. Oh Lord, I make love to her all the night. Sometimes I swear now, you know this here bottle's my only friend. Sometimes I swear now, you know this here bottle's my only friend. Stick with me through thick and thin now, and I know it's gonna be with me at the very end. Long black road, roll on with me. Yeah, long black road, roll on with me. Sit there looking at the devil, oh Lord, that will not let me be. A true story. Well, as I'm the blues part of the program, I'm going to sneak away with maybe one or two Americana type songs. Anything I do, I kind of filter through the blues, so I think we should be all right. No overlapping. I'm going to do a song about the legendary freshwater crustacean, known as the crawdad. Well, if you go south of the Manson-Nixon line, it's the crawdad. Up here, we always called them crayfish. And they would scare the bejeebus out of you when you were a young kid in the swimming hole. And they were impossible to catch. Because as a young kid, nobody tells you they actually move backwards. That's the secret to catching them. And if I had only known they were so delicious back in those days, I probably would have tried harder to catch them. So this is one by Woody Guthrie. You the line, baby, and I get the phone now, baby. You get the line, baby, and I get the phone now, honey. You get the line, baby, I get the phone. We go down to that crawdad hole now, honey. Sugar baby mine. Get up on man, you slept too late now, babe. Get up on man, you slept too late now, honey. Get up on man, you slept too late now. Crawdad man done slipped your gate now, honey. Sugar baby mine. Yonder come a man with a sack on his back now, babe. Carrying all them crawdads he can't find. Them around, he busts his bag off. Look at that crawdad back in the back now, honey. Sugar baby mine. Heard the dogs say to the drink now, babe. Heard the dogs say to the drink now, honey. Heard the dogs say to the drink now, crawdad left in a sleigh, honey. Sugar baby mine. What you gonna do when the lake run dry now, babe? Sit on the bank and watch them crawdads die. Sit on the bank until I cry. Watch all them old crawdads die, honey. Sugar baby mine. Crawdad sitting on a river bank, playing his teeth with a 2x4 plank. Look at that crawdad crawling around. He's the mayor of Crawdad Town, honey. Sugar baby mine. You get the line, baby, and I get the phone now, babe. You get the line, baby, and I get the phone now, honey. You get the line, baby, and I get the phone. We go down to that crawdad hole, honey. Sugar baby mine. Thank you. I'll do a song here from the woman's point of view. By the late, great Mr. John Prine. Everybody knows this from all the ladies that have covered it over the time, but they always do it in a ballady kind of version. So, again, being a blues guy, I try to squeeze in enough blues in here, but still keep it from the woman's point of view. This is what it's like when you wake up and you have your cornflakes across from this person going, "Are you still here after 20 years?" I've got a bass player that's, he's lived that way too many times. I'm an old woman named after my mother. Old man is another child that's grown old. Dreams were lightning, thunder would desire. Sold house would have burned down such a long time ago. Make me an angel, wooded flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing, you know that I can hold on to. To believing is living is just a highway to go. When I was a young girl, and I hear me a cowboy, and it weren't much to look at, it's just a free ram man. But that was a long time, the bitter heart I tried. 80 years just flew by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel, wooded flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing, you know that I can hold on to. Believing is living, just a highway to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can hear them buzzing. I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home every evening, still nothing to say? Make me an angel, wooded flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing, you know that I can hold on to. To believing is living, just a highway to go. All right, thank you. Well, we were just talking about like curfews and stuff a little bit earlier, or times to stay out. This is about a lady that stays out past her curfew, which again in the olden days was 4 o'clock in the morning. Nowadays, post-COVID, it's very easy for the husband to go, well, you should be home by 8:30. To me, there's nothing wrong with a woman that wants to stay out drinking at the bars. Of course, you got to find a bar that's open past 9:30. They're getting a little bit better. So originally, this is called From 4 Until Late by Robert Johnson. I from 4 till late, I wring my hands and cry. See, from 4 till late, honey, I wring my hands and cry. Well, I believed in my soul, now your daddy go pull bound. I'm from Memphis to Norfolk, a 36-hour ride. I said from Memphis to Norfolk on a 36-hour ride. A man is like a prisoner 'cause he ain't never satisfied. A woman is like a dresser, some man always running through her drawers. A woman is like a dresser, some man's always running through her drawers. Cause a pity a man to find them old apron overall. I for 4 till late, she's a no good barroom clown. I said for 4 till late, now she's no good barroom clown. Well, she won't do nothing except tear this good old man reputation down. And I leave your town, I bid you farewell. I'm gonna leave your town, bid you farewell. home, I have a great old story to tell. Thank you, Robert Johnson. I'll do a couple more original pieces here. The first one's a love song, which it'll be over in 2 minutes. I don't write a lot of love songs, but sometimes you gotta. I don't like to get all too sappy and emotional. This one goes out to my sweet patootie. It's called Got Me a Woman. Yeah, I got me a woman now, everybody knows her name. Yeah, I got me a woman now, everybody knows her name. Well, she got ways to drive this man insane. I bet you wish she had a woman. I bet you wish you had a woman like mine. Well, my baby, she loves me now. She loves me all the time. Yeah, I'm loving like a freight train coming on so strong. Yeah, I'm loving like a freight train now coming on so strong. Well, she wraps her arms around me now. She can't do no wrong. No wrong. Yet I got me a woman now. I know her love is true. Yet I got me a woman now. I know her love is true. Well, I'm crazy about my baby. She's crazy about me too. Short and sweet and to the point, right? Sometimes that's all you need for a love song. Now, the next one is that was a true love song because that was for my wife. This is a true lust song. So I wrote the lust song long before I wrote the last song because sometimes lust leads to love, which in the case of my wife, it did because she used to show up at a place called the Rhineborns where I used to play drums on a regular basis. And they had like the bar was like this fenced-in area. So she'd be reaching out and making all kinds of goofy faces behind me, and little kissy faces, and hands over my head while her friends were taking pictures of it, of course. So she was in lust. And we're still married. We just celebrated 22 years. Thank you. Thank you back there. I can't see you behind the curtain, but thank you, Mr. Oz. I mean, the all-powerful Oz. So yeah, it's called Ooh Yeah. There's no chorus to it. There's just a lot of finger gymnastics, hopefully, if I play it properly. Well, I see you every day. You know I see you, honey, walk my way, honey, now. I see you every day now. You know, baby, I'm gonna get you this one of these days. Well, I see you walking down my street. You looking good, honey, look so sweet, hey, honey, now. Ah, you look so sweet now. You look good, woman, you're good enough to eat. Well, I see you got your red dress on, and you wearing your hair real long. Yeah, honey, now you got the red dress on. When you dress that way, baby, you can do no wrong, no wrong. Well, I see you every day, and I see you, honey, walk my way, honey, now. I see you every day now. You know, baby, I'm gonna get you this one of these days. Thank you very much. Thank you for applauding True Lust. Well, I'm going to do probably one more song and then get you guys up. Is that about what we're looking at? Okay. Again, I'm going to dip into the worlds of Americana here. This is a song that you are required to learn in first and or second grade in every state in the union. At least they were back in the day when I went to school. And of course, you got graded in those days with S's and U's. Does anybody remember those from the early 70s? In Massachusetts, it lasted for 1 year because you go home with your report card full of, well, either S's or U's. Nobody wanted the U. And your mom would look at you and go, what the hell is an S or a U? Satisfactory, unsatisfactory. I had no U's. But the parents really did not like trying to decipher if the kid was dumb or not. Satisfactory could mean anything. So yeah, they revolted after a year. So you guys can sing along if you know the words. I'm sure you do. I won't grade you unless you really deserve it. And again, I'm doing this from the Bluesified. It's not going to sound like I learned it from the Mel Bay songbook, although that's where I originally learned it from. Come on now. We're doing what I bought you. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, oh no, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya. Somebody singing along, oh no, kumbaya. Somebody singing along, kumbaya. Somebody singing along, come on now, kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya. Somebody's dancing along, kumbaya. Somebody's dancing along, now, kumbaya. Somebody's dancing along, kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, and our kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, and our kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. Somebody's dying, Lord, on our kumbaya. Somebody's dying, Lord, kumbaya. Somebody's dying on a kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. Somebody living again, kumbaya. Somebody living again on a kumbaya. Somebody living again, kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, oh, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. Thank you very much. Satisfactory. I'd like to bring Kid on up here to play a little slide guitar. And Jacob up here to do some fiddling. Fiddling about. Give us a second here while we adjust our accoutrements. Look at that, the cable's even in the right spot. I love it when a plan comes together after they change my keys on me. I call this, Taj Mahal once said when he put the cable on his guitar, he goes, well, if it's good enough for Keith Richards, it's good enough for me. And I say if it's good enough for Keith and Jimmy Vaughn, who are the two best rhythm guitar players on the planet, it's definitely good enough for me. I don't have a lot of dexterity, so it helps greatly. So we're going to do something here by Bob Dylan. This is off my Hey, I'm Still Here album.
So you might be wondering what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's Chinese folklore. Tuning.
No, more than tuning. As a recent retiree, I'm a professional dilettante now. And I've made a point of going around and, I get a microphone, of meeting people and playing music just for the pure fun of it. And that's how I met Jacob and Jess and the filling station, but that's also how I met Arthur. And, I've been around to all these different open mics and jams and stuff, and I thought that, like, Arthur and his diving into the depths of the traditions of blues mixed really nicely with what was going on here. So this is just trying to put friends together.
And who knew that we would have Americana on the same night?
Right?
Huh? I love it when a plan comes together.
It was a modification.
Yeah.
And I get to play a little acoustic bottleneck, which is always fun.
Nathan, you pot this up in the front of house, please. And this is an adaptation of plans. Thank you, Lori and Dana, for switching dates and times and locations and all the other good things.
The question is, do we save you gas money? Huh? You waited an extra week, it came down at least a dime.
That's right. Yeah, the numbers are in and they're not looking good. That's okay. We'll play a tune here and then maybe have just that tiny bit of Terry Gross moment, but you've pretty much self-interviewed.
Oh, good.
Arthur, you're so you're like
Usually
me.
I put my finger in my face when I'm You're rude, crude, and socially unacceptable. Be betterer.
You're like me. You love talking about yourself, and
in a make-believe sense, yes.
and it's because you're an expert on you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the first and foremost expert. So tell us what do we got coming up here next? What song is this?
Well, we're gonna do a song that got Bob Dylan in a whole bunch of trouble, and started the electrical movement, as we would call it. Bob, we made it in the key of G. I usually do it in F sharp because like Dylan, I'm an outlier. I just like to cause trouble. So Bob actually fulfilled his contract at the Newport Folk Festival in '65, did his acoustic set, and then Unbeknownst to everybody, I guess Bob was really suffering bad from glaucoma in those days. So he went out with members of the Paul Butterfield Blues Band and smoked a little bit of a glaucoma medicine. He got all better all of a sudden. Except I left the bass player really lost. If they had done the song my way, there's only 2 chords. I simplified it. So the rest, as they say, is history because Bob got booed and started bands like the Byrds to going, maybe we should just do all electric stuff all the time. Oh. Professional. You know, I gotta say though, Jacob, as a fiddle ninja, I can see it. You're right there, man. You gotta do better at being invisible. He hasn't snuck up on me once tonight. Although he did change his shirt, so he may not be invisible, but he is a master of quick change, yes. He gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. Gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. No, I wake up in the morning, hold my hands, I pray for rain. And for the days, now people that drive me insane. Shame the way she made me scrub the floors. He gonna work for Maggie's farm no more. Yeah, no. He gonna work for Maggie's brother no more. Gonna work for Maggie's brother no more. Will they hand you a nickel, hand you a dime? Ask you with a grin, people is having a good time. And he find you every time you slam his door. He gonna work for Maggie's brother no more. Yeah, no more. Come on, kid. Gonna work for Maggie's mother no more. They're gonna work for Maggie's daddy no more. Well, they put a cigar right in your face just for care. But when you know it's made out of bricks on a National Guard standing around his door. He's gonna work for Maggie's daddy no more. Oh, no more. He gonna work for Maggie's mother no more. Gonna work for Maggie's mammy no more. When she talk to all the service by Pentagon and law. Everybody tell me she bring me a bar. And she's 68, but she says she's 54, and I know she's lying. He gonna work for Maggie's mom no more. Yeah, no more. Ain't gonna work for Maggie's farm no more. Ain't gonna work down on that thumb no more. No, I do my best, honey, and I'll be just like I am. Everybody around, they want to be just like them. You know what they say, slave, I ain't slave, and I just get bored. Ain't gonna work for Maggie's farm no more. Yeah, no more. Oh, no more. Yeah, no more.
Well, we didn't cut the power yet. Could happen, though. Somebody might come along with an axe and chop off the juice, as Pete Seeger was famed to have done at that Newport folk festival way back when the band came out with Dylan. Yeah. Oh, sacre bleu. No, don't do it. Don't turn it up. So, Arthur, are you originally from New England? Are you New Hampshire born?
I was born and raised in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I grew up in Hinsdale, Mass., which was saluted on Hee Haw back in the 70s. Population 1,000. We had a country bar, and Willie Nelson played there and stuff, and then that bar just kind of gradually stayed open until like last year. It's always had different owners and stuff, but it's been a crap hole ever since. But yeah, in the 70s, there were actually touring national acts were coming through Hinsdale, Mass. So we made it on Hee Haw. Exactly. It's literally 1 mile down the street from where Arlo Guthrie met Shenandoah, which is Washington, Mass.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, a lot of history over in the Berkshires is where.
Oh, the Berkshires.
So
okay.
Lennox, where Tanglewood is, all that stuff. Stockbridge, where Arlo got in trouble for littering.
Oh, yeah.
Creating a nuisance.
Yeah. So when did you pick up your first instrument, and what was it?
Well, the first instrument was album covers that I would turn over and start bashing on with my pencils, playing along with all the hits of the day, basically my parents' record collection. My dad walked by the room, and he's like, he's kind of in tune with what he's doing there. So he talked me into buying a drum set from the next door neighbor's kid, so I did. And he goes, oh, you can work it off, Come to find out, it's just because my dad wanted to play drums. So I paid for the drums. So I come home, and he'd be up bashing on the drum. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He goes, well, I want to have some time on them, too. So.
Oh, yeah, that's why I bought my kid an Xbox,
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I bought my kid a small drum kit,
Yeah.
a very small, a pocket kit. So did you...
So that's what I learned. That was my first instrument, was the drums. And then I was writing poetry in high school, and I wanted to get into writing lyrics. You don't write songs on a drum. Boom, smash, my baby loves me. Yeah, that's never going to happen. So
Boom, smash, my baby loves you. It sounds like a great big hit.
It was long before the days of them hitting the button where they're going, boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. So yeah, I got to learn how to play something. And I don't have dexterity. So I'm like, well, piano was out of the question because you got to be really precise. So my mom had a classical guitar, so I would steal that and go up in my room, and I'd be up there going,
Yeah.
play something nice. It's Hendrix. So I progressed, but when I learned how to sing it, because I was a drummer, I always sing on the right in tune, right in time, on the twos and fours. So I never really got out of that. So that's why what you hear me doing is so rhythmical.
Yeah.
Because I'm a drummer by trade.
So you're no lessons, pretty much just self-taught.
Yeah.
All right.
Learned a couple chords from Mel Bay. Mom had a book too.
Yeah.
With all the chords written down wrong,
Cool.
wrong keys, wrong chords, wrong words. You did your best.
Right.
Long before the days of the interweb, where now it's very easy to find out any song.
Oh, I don't know though. There are some.
There's still the wrong chords are still there. But
There's some theories floating. People are saying that UltimateGuitarTab.com is actually a foreign plot, maybe by the Russians.
It could be
say.
Russian, yeah.
Yeah, they're just trying to they're trying to have all these American guitar players learn their classic songs wrong.
That's it.
They're gonna win in the long game.
And soon they will dominate the streaming wars.
It's something like that. So where will you be next? Where you're headed out on tour to the Midwest coming up?
I'll be drumming and touring towards the end of October with Taz Crew. You can go to tazcrew.com and look up the schedule there. Every Thursday night, I do an acoustic duo called Acoustic Mayhem at the Lake House Tavern, which is 20 minutes from my house, which is very convenient.
And that's
in Hopkinton, New Hampshire. Lake House Tavern. That's 6 to 9 every Thursday.
cool.
And we do some other gigs every now and then, but most of my bread and butter is doing this solo stuff. And then Kit, as you mentioned, he met me at the Shanty Blues Jam, which I host from time to time.
Cool.
We have a rotating band of hosts, and that's one of the in Sunapee, yep, right across from Mount Sunapee.
Yeah. Well, what a treat. I've been seeing your name floating around. You know, it's kind of like when you're out on tour, you never really see any other touring bands. You just see their posters at all the venues
Yeah.
and whatnot. So I'm glad that we finally crossed paths. Thanks, Kit, for connecting us. Thanks to you all for coming around and sticking out. We're going to have Lori and Dana come up, Jennings and Keller, after this tune here. What are we going to play next?
I'm going to play Rock Me Baby, a little BB King.
Ride me, baby, ride me slow. Ride me, mama, sit now, way down low. Come on and ride me. Yeah, like my big ain't got no bone. I wanna ride me, pretty mama. Yeah, ride me all the way home. Way home. Roll me, honey, like you roll your wagon wheel. I want you to roll me now, honey. Should have like you roll that wagon wheel. I want to show me, pretty mama, just how good our dreams could feel. I'll be all right. Come on, kid. Yeah, the sun wanna shine in my back someday. You know the sun it wanna shine, honey, should have in my back someday. Now you know the big green wanna rise up, blow all my blues away, go my way. Ride me, baby, ride me all night long. I want to ride me now, honey. Yeah, ride me all night long. Ride me, baby, mama. I like my baby ain't got no bone. No bone. No bone. No bone. No bone. No bone.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Arthur James, coming to you live from the Tuesday Jukebox from a recently disclosed location in downtown White River Junction. We are here in the Tip Top Building, Suite 221. We're going to switch over the stage to Jennings and Keller, get out the heavy artillery, and we'll be back up for another set of music. Thank you all, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If that is in fact your real name, still after this long evening of getting ready for the second set, this stormy and blustery evening here in September. September in the rain. We are out of the rain. We are in an undisclosed, recently disclosed location in the Tip Top building. We are in Speakeasy Studios with Jennings and Keller traveling from Randolph, Vermont, but on their long journey home back down to Florida. You're snowbirding it, so something like that, yeah. We're going to get to learn a little bit more about them, but they're going to kick it off with some music. There's a lot of strings up here. Please make welcome to Speakeasy Studios, Jennings and Keller.
Thank you. I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, "Where are you going?" This he told me. Said, "I'm going down to Yasgur's farm, gonna join in a rock and roll band, gonna camp out on the land, I'm gonna give my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." And can I walk beside you? I have come here to lose the smoke, and I feel to be a frog in something turning. Or maybe it's the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but life is fun. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere there was song and celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky. They were turning into butterflies above the nation. We are stardust, million-year-old carbon. We are golden, caught in the devil's bargain, and we've got to get ourselves, and we've got to get ourselves, and we've got to get ourselves back back to the garden. Thank you. How about Arthur James? That was a great set. That was really, really nice. Really, really enjoyed finding out about you. Now I know. So Jacob said something about us being snowbirds. Well, kinda. But we've been in Texas and New Mexico and Colorado and Kansas and Missouri and New York, and now we're here. Oh, Ohio. Yeah, we're here. Vermont. This is Vermont. Vermont. And we just try to stay out of Florida and figure out a way to support ourselves. It's been a little tough, but we're not from Florida. No one's really from Florida. That's just, Dana's from Ohio. I'm from Connecticut. And I left home as soon as I turned 18 and didn't go back for a long time. And then a few years ago, we were doing some gigs in Connecticut, so I wanted to show Dana my childhood home. And not only did we see the home, the guy living there invited us inside. Well, yeah, but you were with me, so. And this song came out of that. Standing in the driveway, 30 years hence, I see my house before me. Same old wooden fence, I cleared that rail 1,000 times. Couldn't hold me in. The driveway seemed longer in my memory. All the times that I ran down it as I planned my getaways, I have no need to run now. No need to run. The old man leaning by the door says, "Come on in." Mentions something about changes made, but I don't hear a thing. You can't go home again. You can't go back from where you've been, 'cause you're changed, rearranged, and the world's not the same. All that remains, all that remains. I gaze into the kitchen by the windowsill. That's where she'd be most afternoons when I return from school. Whiskey in her coffee cup, distance in her eyes. Be careful what you wish for, that's what she'd say to me. I didn't understand, I was only 13. I'd hurry by to get outside to the trees where I felt free. The forests where I dreamed my dreams are mostly gone. There's houses with fences and children playing on the lawn. You can't go home again. all that remains. Home is where your heart resides. Home is more than a place. It comes from deep inside. As I drive away, I look behind me one last time. Say goodbye to who I was, farewell to all I left behind. Give thanks to the gods of childhood for seeing me through. My ghosts are laid to rest, no longer by my side. I drive on into my future, understanding why. You can't go home again. No, you can't go back from where you've been, 'cause you're changed, rearranged, and the world's not the same. All that remains, all that remains. Thank you. Okay. One thing that COVID did is like, I have this brain fog thing. I don't know if you guys got that. I mean, just brain fog. Fog for a lot of reasons. I hope that's well. So we're in a really polarized time, and we don't have to get into the discussion about it, but it is. And this is a song we wrote with our friend Nick Annis, and about just addressing those issues and why there doesn't need to be such polarization. Don't stand in the corner. Don't wait by the door. Do not think you are not welcome. Always room for one more. Everyone's a stranger once before we are friends. There's room at the table. Room at the table for you. Some may try to scare you, play on your fears. Go back where you came from. You're not wanted here. Beneath our skin, we are all kin, the family of man. There's room at the table, room at the table for you. Dinner is ready. Pull up a chair, like the story of the loaves and the fishes. Plenty to share. There is no other, just sisters and brothers. No need for fences or walls. There's room at the table, room at the table for us all. Give me your tide, your pour, your masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your shore, send them homeless tempests tossed to me. Room at the table for you. Thank you. So one of the various ways that I have created income is singing in retirement homes, nursing homes. I know a lot of the old songs, and at one point down in Homestead, I was doing practically one-on-one with this Alzheimer's patient. And the magical thing about music is you won't remember your own name, but you remember the songs. And then the songs give you this sense of, you know, your place, your history. And that's what's so amazing about it. So this woman, her name was Odell, and she told me much about her life, her childhood, and she kept asking me if I could take her back to Tennessee, which I could not. She really wanted to get back to Tennessee. You're on your own, dude. Yeah, well. Odell, stories you could tell, life in a wishing well, start in heaven and in hell. Oh, 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 Odell. Odell, I wish I'd known you well. Dreams you've had to quell, a shadowed light on which you dwell. Oh, 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 Odell. spell. Tell me he was swell. A scrappy life in Robbinsville. Oh, 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 Dell. A withered hand reaches out for mine. Request a tune, take it back in time. East Tennessee hills, knotty pines. Walking down the road, Smoky Mountains, call your name. Forget about him, he's not to blame. You made your bed, played the game. It's starting to grow cold. Oh, oh, Dell. It's time to ring the bell. Too close to call. Go out and yell. Do you hear the reapers now? Oh, 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 Dell. Oh, 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 Dell. Oh, oh, Dell. Oh, Dell. Thank you. All right. I'm getting hot. I'm going to take off my... This is Vermont, by golly. Actually, they got the ACs cranked so much down there. Let me see if I'm, yeah. Shoot, but I have my pick. Okay, are you just about ready? Okay, we're gonna kick this section of our set off with an Ian Tyson song. There's a young man that I know, his age is 21. He comes from down in southern Colorado. He's just out of the service and he's looking for his fun someday soon. Going with him someday soon. My parents cannot stand him 'cause he rides the rodeo. My father says that he will leave me crying. Well, I would follow him right down the toughest road I know someday soon. Going with him someday soon. Oh, and when he comes to call, my pa ain't got a good word to say. I guess it's 'cause he's just as wild in his younger days. Oh, blow you, oh blue northern, blow my love to me. He's driving in tonight from California. He loves his damned old rodeo as much as he loves me. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. Oh, and when he comes to call, my pa ain't got a good word to say. I guess it's 'cause he's just as wild in his younger days. Oh, blow you, oh blue northern, blow my love to me. He's driving in tonight from California. He loves his damned old rodeo as much as he loves me. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. Thank you. So we've spent a lot of time out in California prior to COVID and some really bad fires and really high gas prices. But there was one year, not too long ago, we were in Southern California, and I don't know how many of you have been there, but it's just insanity with traffic-wise. So we were on our way to Pasadena to play a concert, and we thought we'd get out ahead of the traffic. But then the car died, and it was awful, and I was really sad. And while we were waiting for the tow guy, this song came to mind. Sitting on the side of the 405, waiting for a tow truck to arrive. I got one more day till I'm out of LA. I thought this time it would be alright. I could make the could catch the light, I could show them all I'm still in the game. Watching all the cars driving by, broke down without a prayer. I think I'm gonna cry. Gotta hold on for the incoming tide. Raise me up like it has before. Gotta hold on till I see a new sunrise. Shine its light on me once more. I must have been crazy, I must have been mad to think this town would want what I had. It never would, not Hollywood. There's way too many lines on my face. Me and this car, we're not in the race. Look under our hood, it don't look good. Billboards selling every kind of lie, pushing ways to never age with shiny plastic smile. Gotta hold on for the incoming tide. Raise me up like it has before. Gotta hold on till I see a new sunrise. Shine its light on me once more. Finding out where you don't belong helps to find out where you do. We all have a place that feels like home. Can you hear yours calling you? Sitting at the beach, toes in sand, cars in the shop, we're both on the mend. Tomorrow comes, we're moving on. There's always other dates in other towns where people are real and cars slow down. That's where I'm going to sing my song. I still have so much more to say. I'll pack my pride and fill my tank, and I'll be on my way. Gotta hold on for the incoming tide. Raise me up like it has before. Gotta hold on till I see a new sunrise. Shine its light on me once more. Shine your light. Shine your light. Shine your light on me once more. Thank you. You did that beautiful John Prine song earlier. We're going to do one now for you, too. I think this was on the last album he did, and I think, what was it, 2020 he passed? Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was Austin City Limits, and it was just like 2018, I think, and this song was on it. Summer's end, around the bend, just flying. Swimming suits are on the line, just drying. I'll meet you there for our conversation. I hope I didn't ruin your whole vacation. Well, you never know how far from home you're feeling until you watch the shadows cross the ceiling. Well, I don't know, but I can see it snowing, and in your car the windows are wide open. Come on home. Come on home. No, you don't have to be alone. Come on home. Valentines break hearts and minds at random. That old Easter egg ain't got a leg to stand on. Well, I can see that you can't win for trying, and New Year's Eve is bound to leave you crying. Come on home. Come on home. No, you don't have to be alone. Come on home. The moon and stars hang out in bars just talking, and I still love that picture of us walking, just like that old house we thought was haunted. Summer's end came faster than we wanted. Come on home. Come on home. No, you don't have to be alone. Come on home. Come on home. No, you don't have to be alone. Come on home. Thank you. 22. I don't know 22. That's all. How's your? He's got some pinching stuff that makes the hand periodically. Yeah? Yeah, well, this is like 50 years in the making of Anyway, Dana, how you doing? Okay. I don't know. Let's do. We'll go way back. Peggy Lee had a hit with this, but it was actually written before her, way before her. You had plenty money in 1922. You let other people make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like the other men do? Get out of here, give me some money too. I fell for your jiving and I took you in. Now all you got to offer me's a drink of gin. Why don't you do right like the other men do? Get out of here, give me some money too. I'm sitting down wondering what it's all about. If you ain't got no money, honey, they gonna toss you out. Why don't you do right like the other men do? Get out of here, give me some money too. You gotta do right, do 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 right, do 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 right like the other men do. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit that road, Jack, don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit that road, Jack, don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Questions? We like questions.
All right, we'll get into the fresh air portion of the show. But can you play two cellos at once? That you can do. I mean, it seems like you've got enough on your hands over there, on your knees and your feet. So I want to ask you a few questions here, if I may. I didn't think. Yeah, that's what I was guessing. So can you give us, like, is it possible a 2-minute symposium or shorter on what exactly is going on with this beast? It's a pedal steel.
Two guitars in one, basically. So you have.
Oh, we got to give you. I'm sorry for.
So.
Yeah.
I'll try to explain. The essence of this is it's a variable tuning, just like any guitar, but it's equivalent to like taking your tuners and tuning up a half step or back or a whole step up and back all the time. So you have two Bs there, and with the two Bs, you have a pedal that raises them to C sharp. And you have two G sharps, and the pedal raises them a half step together. So if you do the B's and the C sharps together within the E chord, you're up a major fourth, if that makes any sense to the theoretical crowd here.
Wow.
So we have 1 4 chord, and by lowering that first pedal, and I can lower those E's, there's 2 E's, so they'll go up or down. So I can go.
You're using the right
knee lever.
Ah.
There's a knee lever there that lowers your E strings. There's also another knee lever that raises the E strings. So you can do diminished chords like.
Is this the Kegel model? It feels like there's a lot of core strength involved in this instrument.
It's a tuning challenge, and it's also versatile in terms of chord structure. There's no limit, especially on this neck, as to what chord structure you can use. So you have all these.
And this is your C neck. That was your E neck.
This is your E neck. And this is your C neck. So that last song, you may have noticed, was a minor key song for those of you who are musically inclined. We also have a C major within that tuning. We have an A minor. And on the bottom, we've got a F, which gives me the major 7, or the minor, major minor 7. So you have, or we have all those dominant chords. Or you can almost sound like this. You can sort of emulate one or the other on the other if you know the inversions of all the chords. And every time you push one of these pedals, you have a new tuning. So in other words, that C6 chord becomes an F7 by raising one E and lowering the other and adding the F. So it's highly theoretical, and you have to be thinking about that stuff all the time. Do I want a dominant chord? Do I want a minor chord? Do I want a major 7? Do I want a minor 7? Do I want just a root and a fifth, or what do I want? So it's all on there, so you have, it's like, all that's on there. So that's but this is your meat and potatoes steel guitar neck, where all your country and all your popular sounding steel guitar sounds that you've probably ever heard on record is done on this neck, on your E neck, and then all that jazzy stuff, and it's like that hit the road jack and all that.
Yeah.
It's more versatile in terms of chord structure. You have much more at your command here, and this is the lifetime neck, whereas this you can probably master in 20 years. This one, you're going to come back and you're going to start over again someday, and you're going to go, yeah, I remember there was something about a tuning or something. Yeah, and you have to remember all these. You have octaves here. You have G-E-C-A, which is a major 6. And you have that F. So we have. Jazz. It's all on there. It's all on there.
All right. Dana. Keller.
That song's called Little Darlin' for those of you jazz aficionados. But it's a lot slower. It's more like. But it's all on there.
So that's all the strings and the pedals and stuff. But on your hands here,
On your
you've
hands,
got plectrums.
You've got two picks, you got two steel picks, and you've got usually a nylon or some sort of celluloid thumb pick to play in order to give you because your tension's pretty high on these strings, and you have to play sort of give it a lot of attack. And if you use your nails, even fake nails like I have on here, fake nails for a guitar, they'll shred the nails right off your fingers playing these trying to play that kind of stuff fast and loud with your natural nails and just shred them right off there.
And then in your left hand?
The left hand is a steel bar, depending on what you're comfortable with. This
Arthur,
is
is
a 1
that
inch.
familiar to you?
1 inch. This is a 1 inch. That's what she said.
This was a family show.
Is that legal in Vermont? I don't know. Never mind. But anyway, solid steel bar, 7/8 to 1 inch is common, and the heavier this bar is, the more it is in terms of its ability to cut off the string, because you want it to completely cut off. Not here as much on the back side, so you mute with your hand on this side. And the more mass you have here, the better it cuts off all the string tones uniformly across the guitar. So it's important to be able to control a heavy bar, unlike the dobro, which is a lot of single note and 2-note stuff. The steel guitar, usually you're playing 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 notes at a time. So the bar has to be able to have the mass to cut all those string tones off at whatever key you're in. So you have basically an E here. So if we put the bar here, we're now an F, or F sharp. So wherever there's G, relative 4 chords to C, there it is. Here's A to D, B to E, just like that all the way up. So those are the major changes, and there were a lot of minors and chord grips. There are a lot of notes in there that you can form your own chords without necessarily using a pedal, and then it starts really warping your mind.
So is it more or less complex than the pipe organ?
I'd put it right up there with the pipe organ in terms of, well, it's
gotta be
there
more.
are things here that a pipe organ, you don't have to pay attention to pitch. It's already made for you. A pipe's never going to play a sour note. Pedal steel, it's either the right note or it's the wrong note, and everybody's going to know it right away.
How about the harp?
A harp with the tuning pedals on a harp is very similar, except you don't play pitch with a slide typically on
Right.
a harp. The chords are already there,
Right.
and you push the pedal, it's a new tuning, just like this.
So is there a more complicated instrument than the pedal steel?
Probably a fiddle.
The check's in the mail.
Less is more. With the cowbell's tough, but you got to be careful. There again, it's either the right note or the wrong note every time. So we're talking same thing. Here we have a lot of dominant tones with this guitar, and it really stands out because of the tonality of the steel, which the steel kind of makes it
Right.
jump out there. And it's kind of like the steel guitar is like I liken it to a magic carpet ride for the whole band, and it sort of levitates the band up off the floor when you're just doing. And everybody's sort of floating, and then when the steel guitar stops, everybody goes, "What happened?" Like you notice it more when it's not there. So the trick is to play it just enough, but not too much, to piss the guitar player off.
Well, I can see why you don't get a microphone very often. Give this guy a round of applause for the symposium workshop. That was great. Thank you. That was beautiful. A wonderful lecture there on pedal. I knew that was going to happen because he's so quiet otherwise. But there's a lot to learn about this beautiful instrument. Oh yeah, it looks very much that way. Lori wants to get right back into it.
We just do a couple more.
A couple more, and
How's that sound?
would you mind telling us just a little bit about your origins? We've got a lot of Dana,
You got a lot of it. Okay.
but let's just get the whirlwind tour of
Whirlwind tour. Born and raised Connecticut. Lived in New York City for about 10 years. Was with the National Shakespeare Conservatory.
wow.
Studied there. Left there. Went into clothing design. Moved to Florida. Ran a business. a long story about that, but ended up running a music cafe. That's where we met because of the guy running it. He had a death in the family. And so this place called the Main Street Cafe, where we had people like Chris Smither. We had John Hammond play there, Rory Block, shockingly great blues artist. And then we met. I was playing for fun, for the most part, and came kind of late to the party with guitar and the whole bit, but I started writing. And probably from watching all these great people come through the cafe, people like Richard Schindel and Janice Ian played there. Well, the cafe did not sustain, it was impossible over years to keep going. So then we were in a band together, and the band disbanded, and then he and I took it on the road about 2007.
Did you study music as a child, as a kid?
I was in the choir. I studied a little bit, but all my writing, everything is just, I know barely any theory.
And when did you pick up the songwriting and guitar
The
singing?
guitar I started when I was about 30.
Okay.
And then I started writing when I was about 40.
All right. Wow. Well, you've got a big, rich sound, a lot going on here with all of the strings.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your music. Let's
We're
hear
very
another
grateful
tune.
for this.
Yeah.
And
Let's hear it for Jennings and Keller one more time.
thank you so much. So, if you haven't already figured it out, I'm a huge fan of Joni Mitchell. And I don't know if any of you guys watched the Newport Folk Festival this year where Brandi Carlile brought Joni out. And Joni she hadn't done a Newport since 1969 or 70, but she also hadn't played a concert in 20 years. And she had to relearn from having a stroke, playing and singing. She was really had and I think she had something else that happened to her. Of course, she's had polio her whole life. Well, she came out there with Brandi Carlile helping her, and she was absolutely outstanding, and it was very moving. This is a song of Joni's. I slept last night in a good hotel. I went shopping today for jewels. The wind rushed around in the dirty town, and the children let out from the school. I was standing on a noisy corner, waiting for the walking breeze. Across the street he stood, and he played real good on his clarinet for free. Now me, I play for fortunes and those velvet curtain calls. I got a black limousine and two gentlemen escorting me to the hall, and I'll play if you have the money, or if you're a friend to me. The one-man band by the quick lunch stand, he was playing real good for free. Oh, he played so sweet and high. They knew he had never been on their TV set, so they passed his sweet music right by. I meant to go over and ask for a song, maybe put on a harmony. I heard his refrain as the signal changed. He was playing real good for free. Thank you. So we're gonna do one more. Kid, this song is in E. If you, I don't know if you want to join us. It's what? You'll have to explain it. No, but I think he's a quick study. Okay. And before we finish, yeah. I don't know what else is in there. Before we finish, I just want to thank you, Jacob, for having us. Really appreciate this. And I hope we get to see you again. Arthur? Yeah. I think you've forgotten more guitar than I've ever learned, so it's really impressive. I just love your playing. It's excellent, excellent. I don't know how to explain it. You'll hear it. Once you hear it repeats, except for the bridge. We did. You don't want to do this little light of mine, or hey, good looking. And thank you guys for coming out on a rainy Tuesday. Really appreciate it. We hope to see you again. Oh, the streets are crowded, and there's glass everywhere, and a baby stares out with motherless eyes under long gone beauty on fields of war, trapped in lament to the poet's call. waste your breath. Don't waste your heart. Don't blister your heels running in the dark. Oh, oh, where will I be? Oh, when that trumpet sound. Yeah, I like the heat of your body laying under me. May your wild lip get you where you're going, with your inventions, your intentions, your laughter, your forever yearning. Oh, oh, where will I be? Oh, when that trumpet sound. I walk to the river, and I walk to the rim, and I walk through the teeth of the reaper's grin. I walk to you, rolled up in wire. I walk to the other side of desire. Oh, oh, where will I be? Oh, when that trumpet sound. Oh, when that trumpet sound. While the heart opens wide, like it's never seen love, and addiction stays on tied like a glove. Oh, oh, where will I be? Thank you. Thank you.
Jennings and Keller and Kit Krieger over here on the guitar. Thanks you all for coming out to the Tuesday Jukebox. We have a special Friday release, CD release, album release for Tommy Crawford on the Wonder Stage of Wilder. That's on Locust Street, right off of Route 5. That's Friday, September 16th, around 6:30. Come and hear Tommy Crawford's new album. He'll be playing that solo mostly with a few guests. And then the final Tuesday Jukebox Season 2, the grand finale. It's a jazz, jazz jubilee with the Fred Haas Trio and Melissa Lauren's trio traveling down from Canada. So tell all your friends, both of them, and we'll see you coming up soon here in the Valley. Have a good evening. Be safe. Take care.
The word. Yeah. That's Paul Anka wrote that. That's right.